Welcome to the Sweet Science of Fighting Jiu-Jitsu instructional channel. James and Ryan here. We have another Crucifix entry from Turtle. It is the Crucinado. You will not have seen this one before, so it is one you can add to your arsenal. But make sure you go down in the description, check the link in the description down there for the Jiu-Jitsu strength conditioning programs.
Okay, this is going to be another Crucifix entry. Again, I'm a big fan of just more effortless Jiu-Jitsu if I can. So in other words, just placing the leg here and hopefully he grabs it. If he doesn't grab it, you can actually go for a Crucifix. I typically will instruct people to kind of layer their attacks, right? So if I want something, I need to kind of bait them or give them something, right? So that they can. So in other words, if I attack here and he's not grabbing the leg, then maybe I'll switch here and I'll start to go here. Maybe I'll try to do like some sort of necktie where I come in like this and I start to go for the necktie and then they grab the leg right here, boom, and that's actually what I want. Okay, so just try to layer things that way to get them to do it so it's a little more effortless, so you're not trying to grind through something. It's generally not the best idea. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go into a crucifix position, attacking the far arm. I want to give credit to Jason Ivan. This is probably about a decade ago. We started playing with this in the gi, and it was actually pretty useful. So what we did was we could really rarely get this arm, right? Like the guy was just trying to put our knee in, we can't grind through, it's fine. What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna switch our grips to here. And what I'm looking to do is go into a type of almost like a donkey guard from the back. I'm looking to step over his head and place my foot on this side, the heel, on the inside on his hip, where his hip and arm are, right? So I'm here, I have my grips switched, so I'm going to switch here. And usually I'll grab the foot, I'll kind of scoop the leg here, like this. And then I'm going to throw my foot over and get here. And you can actually, believe it or not, you can kind of hang out here for a second. A lot of guys may start to posture up here and do all this stuff. But this is actually a pretty solid position. Even if I don't get the Crucifix, if you kind of know how to play this position, it can be pretty useful for leg entanglements and leg locks. So once I get here, all I'm simply going to do is kick this leg through, rotate, scoop, and then I roll to the shoulder, and I start the attack, the double attack. I know this looks like it may not work. It's kind of fancy, I guess, but and there's a lot of space as well. Like I know this transition seems kind of strange, me just kind of popping up here, and a person wouldn't let you do that, but honestly, when you're here and I switch and I grab this foot, if I start to throw this leg over, even if I don't get the hook, I'm back here. If we can turn a little bit this way, you can see that I have a foot scooped up here. So he needs to be very careful in any kind of posturing up, because if he does and he has to post on that arm, this is going to get, his arm's going to get scooped here, and then I have the Crucifix. So he has to be very careful what he does with his arm there when he starts to decide what he wants to do. He can't simply just fall one side or the other. If he falls in this direction, then you can see the leg entanglements that I have, right? We're starting to get into honey hole positions, wherever you want to go. There's 9 positions of leg locks. You can start to go from here to start to lace the legs. And if he falls the other direction, same issue, right? I have the entanglement with the legs, and that's going to be a problem, okay? So even if you try to do this and you can't scoop that hook, the hook or the arm with your hook right off the bat, it's still not a terrible position to kind of play around with. Again, I was here for the regular Crucifix. He doesn't take the bait. I switch to this side, grabbing the foot, scooping the foot, and I take my leg and I step. My target, again, is to step under his elbow. And then I kick my leg through as I back step, and I scoop it, his arm. Now I can go back to whatever I want to do. I can roll through if the guy's a little smaller my size. If the guy's bigger, I post the foot and I drag him back, get to a shrimp, into a pinch knee position. Happened pretty quick. That's why we call it kind of like a tornado, because you're just doing this around the person. But you use it a lot back in the day, and I still think it's useful to just play with it. Just the position itself, kind of stepping over, so now you're facing away from the person. This can kind of open up some unorthodox and strange entries for submissions. Here, I switch. I can do a scoop. I usually go to an outside scoop. Sometimes I'll go to an inside, but usually an outside. So when I step around, I'm taking my foot, sliding around, boom. And I step on the leg, I kick it through. I swing, just take a back step and swing around this direction. I scoop the arm here, and then I roll through. If you can't scoop the arm, again, if he's really tight right here, right, and I can't get my arm through, that's fine. I still have his arm trapped on this side. But there's a lot of things we can play around with, like rolling, like completely rolling this direction if we wanted to, but I'm not too worried about this. I'll start to go for his neck, all right? And he'll either grab my hand or I grab his hand. And then from here, I can start to pressure him this way. He needs to be careful not to fall over. I can pull him back to try to get this hook inside, okay? And once I'm here, grab the arm, the hand, and I roll through to my shoulder. Quick little shrimp, so that my elbow can get all the way through, my arm can get all the way through, and I can cover it with my face. So hopefully that was another angle, better angle.